dropping back. It's Horn. Gets it out quickly. Out of bounds, right at the 20-yard line. Edge of the red zone, and they have their eyes on the score.
Well, the offense just taking what the defense gives them there. There's a lot of cushion out in coverage, so that was just too easy for the quarterback. Spits it out, and they pick up the first.
They're wearing this defense down on the opening drive. Well, play coming. Now it's 3rd and short. A quick completion to the left, looking for the first down. Touchdown, Tiger! Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
And that is exactly what you love to see as a head coach, watching your offense take the field, first drive of the game, and you're methodical, and you take what the defense gives you. You make good decisions. You don't have negative plays. You don't have missed assignments. That shows your head coach that you are locked in and ready to go.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Off the play fake on first down. Coming out aggressively. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on first down.
Looks to me on that deep ball like he was forcing it a little bit. You got to be careful as a quarterback. You're not trying to outduel the other guy who just threw a touchdown pass. You're just trying to win the game. So just execute the plays. The ball goes to who it's designed to go to. If that means you got to turn around and hand it off, then that's what you got to do. But I think on that last deep ball, QB forcing it a little bit.
They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. Looking to the big tight end. Complete in the middle. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's first down at the 38. The Blue Devils want to move quickly.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
And he's able to shed one tackle, but still just a very short gain.
Man, a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Johnson wants to throw it. Completes it in the middle. Still on his feet at the 45. And they pick up the first down in what might be the last play here in the first quarter. That's it for the period, and Missouri has the lead. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the second. First play of the period, first down here. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Unloads to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Touchdown, Duke! Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score. Looking for the tie with the extra point.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
But it was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
Well, quarterback trying to get aggressive, trying to take a shot deep down the field, but just not on the same page with his wide receiver as the pass falls incomplete.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
Well, after giving up that touchdown on the opening drive, they had a little bit of a come to Jesus with their defensive coordinator on the sideline. I don't know what he said, but he, I think, just invoked the fear of God into this defense, because this 3 and out has been sensational, dominant. This is the way they've got to play moving forward.
The speed, the shiftiness, the elusiveness, all on display in that sweet return there. And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got to stop. And now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense.
Touchdown, Blue Devils. A great catch and run for 6. A quick strike, just as we expected.
Yeah, and quick strikes are easy when you got such great field position. Obviously, when the offense starts in such a good spot, puts the defense in a bad position, and the offense takes advantage.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Looks like a penalty on the kickoff as the ball goes out of bounds. Motion from the wide receiver. With jet sweep pass. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the...
It's a running room. Smashes ahead. Touchdown, Missouri! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. The extra point here would tie the game. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short, and he did the rest of the work.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you got to find somebody that can make a play to create some. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive.
Oh, there's an alley to the left. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Duke. You're not going to keep the lid on this guy forever. Sooner or later, he's going to get loose.
He is. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I mean, this dude can make plays. That's why you keep feeding it to him, because at some point, he's going to break it loose and make a huge play.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Georgia State is trailing right now, but I'm not ready to say this team is out of it. Not after the way this group has rallied around that coach. It really has been something to see. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Georgia Tech. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. Get some work done there. Pick up a 4 to the 22. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. To the air, it's Horn. He lost it high and deep down the left side. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Hey, listen, the quarterback didn't get the completion on that throw, but that doesn't mean you can't try again. Trust in your playmakers outside to push the field and stretch it vertically and make a play for you. It won't surprise me to see this QB take more shots as this game goes on.
They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. The Tigers looking to convert on 4th down. Wants to adjust the pattern. On 4th down, looking for the completion. Fires on the move. And they can't connect, a costly turnover on downs.
Man, first half being that aggressive on your side of the field, that's a different world. Like, you live in the analytics world, and I know people say go for it more often. I don't see the point in going for it on that one early in the game in that situation.
Pressure coming. Here he goes, breaking the pocket. Breaks into the open. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
These are the plays that don't show up in the stat lines, right? Like, a great job. Look at him. He does an awesome job. Instead of taking the sack, clearly wanted to throw the football, scrambles around, gets some positive yards. It doesn't go down as a huge gain, but these are the plays that get you W's.
They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Headed to the end zone. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
This is a running back that can hurt you, not just getting handoffs, but they use him in the passing game as well. They called the screen at the absolute perfect time, and it ends up being a touchdown.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Fielded in the end zone, it's Terry. This guy is so dangerous. The excellent vision to find a lane and get it out and set up the offense with good field position. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Power football with the run. Did everything he could to discard the tacklers, but he was just able to get back to where he started. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Back to pass, it's Horn. Throws it in, it's Jones. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play. Running to Green. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44.
And Artie, it's completely changed the game. Like, now it's 11-on-11 football. The quarterback used to hand it off and stand there and watch the play. Now he's very much involved in the play. He's running the football so much, and even when he's not, he's making somebody go with him and cover him. So the quarterback scrambling, the quarterback running, has completely changed the way people play defense.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. A shot toward the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers! They went for it all, and it paid off with the score.
Man, I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Looking for a physical attack from the guy.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
Finally stopped at the 46 after a 15-yard gain. And the Blue Devils moving quickly to the line. Johnson looking to throw. Fires to the right. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Caught over the middle. It's Jenkins. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline.
Good job reading the defense by the quarterback on that RPO fake. He waited to see how the defense was going to play the run. He saw defenders bite up close to the line of scrimmage, and right away he knew he had the slant throw right in behind him.
The Blue Devils with the 1st and 10. He'll keep it himself. He's going to lose a yard on that one. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
What a hit by the defender. That's a good throw, and that was going to be caught, but how about the defender dislodging the football from its intended target? Nice job.
They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Going to the ground. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. So with only seconds left in the half, here comes the field goal unit. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. And in the waning seconds of the first half, they'll try to put up 3 before going to the break. And this one sails through just inside that left upright. And that will extend their lead even further. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The kickoff team is on the field, and we're ready to get this one underway. On the move from inside is 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. They open this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
Quick strike complete. They get him out of bounds, couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling. Johnson wants to throw it. Got it set up on the outside. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time.
Well, you haven't seen a lot of incompletions from this guy now in his last 2 games out. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. As a head coach, you got to love the fact that your quarterback is dialed in.
And he's able to bounce off one tackle, but still not a whole lot of running room. And the Blue Devils want to crank the tempo. Oh, they're after him. It's incomplete, and this ought to be a boost of confidence for this defense, getting a stop against these guys on third down. The punt team makes its way onto the field. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. And they'll blow this one dead at the 20-yard line. Mizzou has it back on the offense coming out on the field. That was a big stop by the defense. Now to see if they can take advantage and draw. Turning it on! He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. They created a lot of breathing room with that first play of the drive. Now first down from the 39. Finding an escape route. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Give to the running back. Running into the open space. Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the first down.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run run. You just wondered maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
Just another big play for this guy who spent the entire game wide open. Couple of touchdowns there, and he moves the sticks again, David.
Yeah, so I'll keep finding him, Reese. I mean, this is the guy that, listen, we're in the second half now. He's already made plays. I know I can trust him, so I'm going to continue to feature him in this offense because I know he'll continue to make big plays.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him, and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him, but this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. He got it. That'll make it a one-possession game. The lead is 8.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
No, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And this team needs more of that, man. This is a really close football game, and you got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
Got it in the middle. It's Jenkins. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. The Blue Devils come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Bringing the heat. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
Yeah, and this defense hadn't had a lot of success. This offense has been doing what it wants at will. Finally getting to the QB. Finally getting some pressure. Finally getting a big hit on him. That'll pay some dividends down the road.
Runs through a tackle.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
Here comes the option. Slithers into space. Good pickup there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Blue Devils are rolling down the field. Off-play action on first down. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. To the ground with the back. Shakes off the defender. Got enough for the first down. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football. You got to just keep getting positive yards. You got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit. That's the end of the period, and Duke has the lead. And sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the third. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. So the final period starts with a second down play. Johnson looking to throw. Gets it to the back. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get him to the ground. We want many guys swarming to the football, trying to get that elusive guy on the ground.
And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the first down.
And how about this offense, man? They put the ball in the hands of the guy they trust the most. Fourth down, needed conversion. You're wanting to salt this clock away. You want this game to end with you guys possessing the football. Big fourth down conversion.
And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
And nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Grabbed in the middle. It's Brown. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal.
Nice job executing the 4-minute offense. You know, they practice this throughout the week, having a lead late in the game, running plays to just get enough to get first downs to stay on the field, and they're executing this 4-minute offense to perfection.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. They'll send the back in motion. They'll run it to the left looking for the end zone. He's going for the goal line. And to the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Duke. That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in week 3.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. They're going to have to be more aggressive in this drive. You can't expect to win this one, David, kicking field goals.
No, especially when you're trailing. You got to have a little more urgency and maybe a little more aggressiveness, Jesse. And field goals are not going to get it done down the stretch.
Yeah, you're going to have to take some shots, no doubt. Bottom line, when plays present themselves, you just simply got to make it.
Just gets it to the 28, pickup of 1.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
He'll have the first down as he gets it to the 28-yard line before he stopped. Missouri wants to go fast.
Great job by the offense, understanding where the sticks are. And look, they got the first down, and they're like, all right, let's crank this tempo up now. We got first down. Let's go fast.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. To the air. It's Horn. Got the quick pass. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there.
I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up the first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Wants to go up top. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down.
The defense is in great position right now because they've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They know the offense has to take shots to try to get themselves back in the game. So they're calling their coverages accordingly, and there was nowhere to go with that football. Really nice job by the defense being in position to force the incompletion.
Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Yeah, and now trailing with a little over 2 minutes, it's looking bleak. My defense has got to go out there and get immediately. I got to stop the clock as fast as I can, try to save as much as I can, and then put my 2-minute offense together. There's a lot that has to go right for me to get back in this ballgame.
They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. They'll make the stop, and he gets 4 on the play. Ball's at the 25.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing, you need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run. When they're going between the tackles, this defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
They're in control. The clock is their friend. You'd have to expect another run here on 2nd and 6. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Well, there's not a lot of mystery what you're going to do on offense at this point of the game. With the lead late, you're just going to lean on your star running back. This is a guy who is going to play on Sundays at the next level. Just keep giving him the football and just let him take this thing over.
The Blue Devils come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. Johnson wants to throw it. Scrambling away. And they fail to hook up on 3rd down.
Well, on 3rd and short and field goal range, they dial up the pass play. Quarterback was trying to get through his progressions. There was just simply nobody open. Couldn't make an accurate enough throw. Ball falls incomplete. Now setting up a big decision here on 4th down.
They'll send out the kicker here. It's good. And now the lead is even bigger. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Big Ten action right now, and wait till you see how things are playing out in this one, fellas. Wisconsin is down, but they are not out of it. Not inside Camp Randall. One of the best home field advantages in all of college football. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to USC. We'll let you know if anything else comes out of Big Ten country from this one, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Fires to the middle. He's got an open man. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
When offenses run these slant routes, it's about putting the ball right on the numbers, and defensively, I got to be able to take those angles right away. See where he's at, break on the football. 4 angles there by the defense. The offense took advantage with some nice yards after the catch.
So now it's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Throws to the wideout. He got his hands on it, but couldn't hold on to it. What a time that would have been for their first pick of the game.
Got to give this defense a lot of credit because even down to the last seconds of this football game, we're seeing outstanding effort. QB taking a shot down the middle of the field. There's a defender swatting it away. They have had this quarterback.
There he goes. And he motors into the end zone.
touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
Now a two-point conversion attempt coming up. Looking for a man. It's Horn. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he'll bring it back. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And he dropped it, just didn't look the thing all the way in.
And in this weather, man, you start to see more of this. You try to throw the ball harder to penetrate it through the weather and get it to your target, but just catching a football that's a little bit slippery sometimes, you'll see some of those drops, and it's just part of the game.
Backed up now, here's second and long. They'll leave it with him. They could have used a little bit more there. Pick up a 3, it's 3rd and 7.
And I'll tell you what, it's really nice at this point in the game if you can lean on your run game. When you have the lead, you've got the football late in the game, you can chew that clock and start to really make that defense have a little bit of panic.
When we get to the offseason and they start having coaching clinics, they're going to roll this game tape back to show both offenses.
Dial it up and let it run. I mean, that's essentially what we saw in this game. It didn't matter what either offensive coordinator was calling. Everything seemed to work through throwing the football, in the intermediate passing game, the RPOs, the run game, David. This was just clinical offensive football.
And offenses have evolved so much. They can do so many different things, and they know how to use their playmakers, get speed and space, make those big plays. So that's why offenses are ahead of defenses. In this game, it was no different.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football. And the Blue Devils will kick it away first. Coming out with it, it's Brown. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 25, exactly where he would have been if he'd taken the knee. Here's the handoff. Surges across the 30, out to the 32, a 6-yard run.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
He'll pull it on the read. Oh, he's got some space. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. These quarters going to give them some space. Caught in the backfield, it's Skinner. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
They're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Back to throw, it's Culpepper. Fires to the wideout. Beautifully thrown ball, terrific catch, and they'll have the first down.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
Looking downfield on 1st down. Grabbed over the middle, it's Hardy. And just a short, safe pass play, they pick up a few. The modest gain on the completion really shows why you want to run the zone, make them execute, and rally to the ball.
100%. Zone eyes on the quarterback. I see him throw the football, break on it, go make tackles, live to fight another down.
Well, they're trying to set up the screen pass to the running back, just nowhere to go after he caught the football. The defense completely swung around him, and that's a loss.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Just couldn't find a hole in this defense. They were ready for him and forced him out of bounds, and no gain on the play.
And absolutely nothing doing there on the quarterback run. Defense takes all the gaps away. They use their speed to force him to the sidelines. He didn't even gain any yards, guys, before going out of bounds.
Field goal is good. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
And he'll take that first drive. Like, you wanted a touchdown, but you gave the people here at home something to cheer about on that first drive. Move the football enough to get your kicker an opportunity and to put 3 on the board.
Running backs on either side of the quarterback. The inside handoff. Makes it past the marker. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, it's going to be hard to stop.
Grab near the marker. It's Williams. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
And unbelievable timing with the quarterback and wide receiver. Get it to him in his hands, right on his frame where he can run after the catch and do some serious damage.
And then that's why he's so dangerous, because of that ability after the catch. For these DBs in this game, you've got to tackle the reception, because if you don't get him down, he's taking it to the house.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put with this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Back to throw, it's Culpepper. Makes the catch and steps out of bounds, but short of the first down mark.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
They'll get him at the 45, but he got 10 on that one.
Love the decision-making by the quarterback there on the RPO play. Defense took everything away deep down the field, so just check it down, get it to your guy in the right flat, and let him go get yards.
With the catch, it's Brown. Good pick up a little bit short of the sticks. And the Falcons will hustle to the line. Gonna swing it on second down. Fires the pass, intercepted. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
And what a great job by the defense that time. Cover one, man coverage. And did you see how everybody was impressed? When you press receivers, you disrupt their timing. You get your hands on them at the line of scrimmage, you jam them. And it completely disrupts the quarterback and his thought process. And that time, that was a big reason that ball got INT.
First snap of this drive comes from their own 44. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Trying to escape and get it himself. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide. The Blue Devils with a second and short to keep this drive moving.
One of the things I love about Blue Legs as a former quarterback is it's sort of a run-pass option yourself, right? You're given the choice and the freedom out in space to just do what the defense isn't.
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Wants to throw. It's Miami. And the quarterback couldn't withstand the heat, and he will go down as we played one quarter. Guys, time has expired here in the quarter, and Duke is on top. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the second quarter. And the Blue Devils will try to pin them back with the punt. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. Just a short pass to the tight end. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size.
You know, I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing it's zone. I'm just going to sit down. This is basically like a check down, right? Let's just take the easy pitch and catch and keep this drive going.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
Finds his man, it's Brown. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. You want to talk about a decision that could blow up in your face, going for it inside your own 40. The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. The Falcons will punt this one away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. He'll be brought down, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see what that one's about. Well, the kicking team obviously missed the fair catch signal. The officials did not. Split backs here. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Looking down the middle. Got his man downfield. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Breaks into the open. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. The Blue Devils have pushed it inside the 20. They'll give it to him again. It's a fumble on the play. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. They knocked him down after the takeaway, and a big play for this defense.
I love those smashes where you can hear it up here, Reese. Goodness gracious, you can hear the contact. Such a big lick. The offensive guy doesn't hold on to the football. Huge momentum swing. Big turnover forced by the defense.
Looking to throw, it's Culpepper. He lobs one high down the left side. And that ball is hauled in inside the 35.
And this offense showing off the explosiveness, the big play down the field. This is so big because what it makes defenses do to react. Now you scare them. Now you make them drop back a little bit. So that big passing play opens up this whole offense.
We're at the 2-minute timeout. It's been a good one so far. Opportunity for this offense perhaps to take the lead before halftime. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Here comes the heat. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. On 3rd and long, trying to convert through the air. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
And 3rd and long, everybody is pinning their ears back and coming after the quarterback. You try to throw screens behind those. Sometimes they're very successful, but this time, defense played it great, and the play went nowhere.
It's good. Easy call for the ref. That brings them to within 1.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
Man, that play takes some protection. If you're going to stick it in the belly and that wide receiver is going to run down the field that far, I need some good protection, and I need my lineman not to go downfield. Nice job by the quarterback making the right read, being patient, throwing that strike.
And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. And the Blue Devils racing to the line in a hurry up. Looking for a man, it's Mayava. Throws for the tight end. Working the middle. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down.
All right, defense. It ain't working, right? They're stringing together several first downs here. We're going to need to change this up, find something we can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this offense a little bit.
On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there. The Blue Devils in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Back to pass. Gets it out fast. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. And the Blue Devils come to the line with a new set of downs. Quarterback on the keeper.
Nice job there by the keeper of the zone, dude, because he's watching the D lineman, and he knows he has to keep the football, and he right away takes it upfield to get some positive yards.
That's caught. It's Hobbs. Got enough space. Huge game before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it 1st and goal. They've done a really good job identifying mismatches, and they find one out of the backfield there.
Reese, I really don't think it's that hard. My guy is better than yours. Find the matchup across the field. Running back's got some speed. Get it in his hands quickly. Throw it to him fast. Let him make somebody miss against a slower guy that's usually a linebacker.
Looking for just one more yard. It's 2nd and goal. The option look. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. They'll try to pass it in on 3rd and goal. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Duke!
And they trust their QB to execute like they have the whole first half, and he delivers, and they build on this lead and build their momentum going into halftime.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Enough time to get off a play before we head to halftime. They'll run it from the gun. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Scanning the field, it's Culpepper. He's going to let one fly down the middle. The pass falls incomplete, and that's how we'll finish this half. And the Falcons will kick it off to start the second half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
A strike downfield. Touchdown, Blue Devils! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And that's what I think makes this tight end so dynamic. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. There's so many tight ends out there that are just possession guys. They usually go down right after they catch the ball. This guy has the ability to, with his speed, to make people miss, and he showed it to you right there on that touchdown catch.
And the extra point splits the uprights. Fielded in the end zone. It's Cobb. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. From the gun, running back gets to give. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Man, the momentum is squarely on their side right now. It's starting to feel like they're running away with this one. They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the third quarter, the defense makes a massive play against the...
There he goes. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense, there's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground and gets upfield. And he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play, picking up the first.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Got the back over the middle. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Working well behind the sticks on second down. From the gun, he leads it with the back. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
And after your defense just went out there and gave up a touchdown and let them build the lead more, you really need to come out with this drive and answer. And the running game is not it. They were ready for that. Going to have to create some explosive plays through the passing game.
They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work.
Nice job by the defense on fourth down, blowing up, getting physical, stopping the run, shutting down that fourth down play. Really good job by this defense.
And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical, get off the ball, get downhill faster.
Caught in the backfield, it's Proctor. They make the stop at the 37, but not before he's got 10 yards and the first down.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throw.
Running on the Jets. Rustled out of bounds at the 12, and another productive play on this drive. The Blue Devils have it with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this...
It's picked up, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
A lot of quarterbacks have so much confidence they can fit the ball in tight windows. How about the defensive player right here making an unbelievable interception, forcing the turnover, big play, big momentum swing.
Now the play fake. Under fire. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
It's a smart decision by the quarterback, but it's a frustrating one also because you're trailing in this game and you know you've got to hit some of these throws to get back in it. But the defense is doing such a good job in coverage. Nobody's open, so you've got to throw that one away. Smart decision, but it's a tough decision to make.
Back to pass, it's Culpepper. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
Great job up front on this pass rush. Defense in a dime personnel grouping. They've got 6 DBs on the field. They're expecting pass, so they're going to have to win with 4 guys, and they're 4-1. They got the job done.
No question they wanted to get the ball to their playmakers, and both receivers have come up big through 3. One more quarter to play, and it might be unlikely, but hey, it's college football. Comebacks happen. Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Going the other way, and he's got room. Touchdown, Duke. How about this defense taking one back to the house?
And that just might do it, man. Offense needed points badly. Defense comes up with the big interception, takes it all the way back just to pad their lead a little bit and make this game almost out of reach.
He'll bring it out. It's Cobb. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do have it, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take...
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on 2nd down. They're staring at 3rd.
One of the biggest reasons today why this offense is losing in the game is they haven't been able to get it going throwing the football. This guy still has not thrown a touchdown pass. They thought coming into this game they were going to have tons of success throwing it. You got to give the defense credit. They watched the film. They've been mixing up their looks defensively, trying to confuse this quarterback, and again, on that last deep shot, it falls incomplete.
can't make the connection on fourth down, and they'll turn it over.
Well, at this point of the game, in the second half, down 3 possessions, you're not punting anymore. Right? Every fourth down you're going to be going for, regardless of where you are on the field. The problem is, defense knows it too, so they're going to play call accordingly. That time, they had a better play call on. They execute. It's just been that kind of day for this offense.
Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Going to try to get it himself. How about that run as he drives it all the way down to the 13-yard line?
You see a lot of quarterbacks get in trouble when they start forcing things. He did a really good job. He wanted to throw the football. You could tell. Drops back.
Just plowing ahead. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
Man, you've seen the evolution of the option, and you've seen the evolution with scrambling quarterbacks that can run and be so dynamic and just so much to defend. The quarterback says, forget that. You defend everything, I'll take it myself. In for 6.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. That fourth down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for a fourth down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. The defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations.
Trying to get behind the defense. And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. He'll be run out of bounds, but there is a flag on the play. They'll decline the penalty here, and the result of the play stands. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. And he doesn't find much running room. A short gain on the play.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Out across the 30 to the 39 after getting 10 on that one.
And that's what I love about this offense. You're not going to get all of your big chunk plays in the passing game by throwing it deep down the field. You can kind of dink and dunk. And on that RPO play, they had it dialed up and set up to go to that player in the right flat. Nice job.
He'll ride his man on the option. He'll toss it. And he was able to run through one tackle, but still only a modest gain.
That's exactly what you want to do against the option. You want that thing to string along out wide so you get more bodies to the football. Nice job playing the first option, the quarterback. They've sent the pitch out wide. Guess what? Ready for that too. They tackle him, and they get him on the ground.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays, and they've had a great day so far.
We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you...
It's a seam wide open. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to throw. It's Culpepper. Here's a throw downfield late. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end this game.
I love when you back the defense off me. If you want to get aggressive, I'll take shots down the field, make the defense play more conservative, and now what? Now you're in the red zone with a chance to get some points.
Black 93 Wizard. Check. Blue 82 Monster Indy.
Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Offense set on first down. Looking to the end zone. Pass is broken up, incomplete as they were trying to strike for 6.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
Got out of trouble and throws. This time he's got his man. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. Still firing away as they'll go down swinging. And the pass is incomplete, looking for a little salve for the wound, but the ball game is over. Just complete and utter dominance in this one. Outplayed their opponent and took care of business.
Yeah, total domination in all 3 phases of the game. Offense, defense, and special teams. This team came ready to